Obviously, she is a princess, but she's quite a tomboy. She loves climbing trees, and she's very much an adventurer.
Queen Camilla reportedly got upset when she saw Princess Charlotte wearing Princess Diana's old tiara. The royal family dramas are always complicated, especially when it comes to the late Princess Diana. Sources say Camilla doesn't think Charlotte should get the tiara yet because she's still so young. However, most people think Camilla's real issue is that the jewelry reminds everyone of Diana. Why does Diana still have such an impact on the royal family? And why is Charlotte caught in the middle of the royal tension? Join us as we dig into the growing tensions within the walls of Buckingham Palace. Princess Charlotte is set to inherit her grandmother Diana's Spencer tiara, the famous headpiece Diana wore when she married Charles. While the tiara belongs to Diana's family, not the royal collection, some sources say Camilla isn't happy about Charlotte getting it. The Spencer tiara has been in Diana's family for years and was her choice for her wedding in 1981. Currently, Diana's brother, Earl Spencer, keeps the tiara safe at the family estate. Though Charlotte is still young, the family plans to give her this meaningful piece of her grandmother's history when she's older. The decision makes sense since Charlotte is Diana's only granddaughter, but it has reportedly caused some disagreement within royal circles. The piece was made by Gerard in 1930 using gems that belonged to the Spencer family. Before Diana wore it at her wedding, her sisters Sarah and Jane also wore it when they got married. The tiara has stayed within the Spencer family and continues to be a meaningful tradition for them. Charlotte, who's 8, is excited about getting the tiara someday. Someone close to the family says she knows about her grandmother Diana and has seen photos of her wearing it. Like many kids her age, Charlotte enjoys playing dress-up with toy tiaras, so the thought of having a real one makes her happy. While the family seems happy about Charlotte getting the tiara, not everyone shares their excitement. Not everyone is thrilled about Charlotte getting the tiara. Reports say Camilla isn't fully on board with the plan. Insiders report that she thinks the Spencer tiara should stay with Diana's family or be shared among other younger family members. It is no secret that Camilla has always been careful about anything tied to Diana. However, she has a strong opinion about this particular jewelry and feels left out of the decision-making process. Most people seem to think that Camilla would avoid anything connected to Diana, and this is because the whole Diana-Charles-Camilla situation was messy. However, people were surprised when Camilla wore some of Diana's old jewelry in public. Add that to what's happening now with Charlotte inheriting and wearing Diana's tiara, and one can see why things are tense. It's kind of a double standard that Camilla can wear Diana's jewelry, but when Diana's granddaughter wants to wear it, there's a problem. But many find Camilla's objection surprising given her extensive collection of jewels, including the recent iconic piece that belonged to the late princess that she was photographed wearing. Back in January 2022, Camilla started a controversy by wearing Diana's old necklace as a brooch. A pretty bold move considering their history. What got people talking was that this wasn't just any random piece of jewelry. Some of Camilla's collection includes jewelry Charles gave her during their affair, plus pieces Diana used to wear. But choosing to wear and change up Diana's necklace hit a nerve with royal watchers. Let's get real about why this brooch is such a big deal. Charles and Camilla's relationship started as an affair while he was married to Diana, that's no secret. Even though Charles and Camilla have been together for years now and Diana's gone, plenty of Diana's fans still give Camilla a hard time. The brooch everyone's talking about used to be a necklace that Diana got from the Queen Mother. We're talking about a fancy piece with green emeralds and diamonds that Diana wore as a choker. Maxwell Stone from Stephen Stone Jewelers broke down the whole story for Express UK. And the thing is, it's not just about the jewelry, it's about what it represents. Here's Camilla wearing something that belongs to the woman whose marriage she played a part in ending. No wonder people are upset. Even after all this time, anything connecting Camilla and Diana stirs up old feelings. The relationship between Diana and Camilla, the two key women in Prince Charles's life, was complicated. You would probably expect a guy to tell his new girlfriend that he used to date her friend, right? Not Prince Charles. When he first brought Diana and Camilla together, he conveniently skipped the part about his romantic history with Camilla. According to the book The Duchess by Penny Junor, Diana only found out about their past after she had already said yes to Charles's proposal. Let's get one thing straight, Diana and Camilla didn't meet at a place called Menage a Trois. That was just the movie The Crown having a little fun. But their first lunch date was still super awkward. The book Diana, Her True Story by Andrew Morton revealed that the long lunch date with both women happened while Charles was off doing his royal duties in Australia and New Zealand. Word is, Camilla had asked Diana to grab lunch with her so they could get to know each other better. However, Diana felt something weird was up. She said Camilla kept talking about hunting, specifically if Diana would go with Charles after they got hitched. Hunting wasn't Diana's thing, so she told Camilla no. Apparently, the look of relief on Camilla's face made Diana suspicious. Diana figured out Camilla wasn't just making chit-chat. Hunting was Camilla and Charles's thing, and it sounded like Camilla planned to use it to keep seeing Charles even after he was married to Diana. Camilla tried to play nice, but Diana told a news outlet that she had always felt like Camilla was lurking in the background of her marriage. It was clear Charles still had a thing for Camilla. Do you think Mrs. Parker Bowles was a factor in the breakdown of your marriage? Diana was once asked. Her response was legendary. Well, there were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded. Diana even said their relationship was crowded with 3 people in it. As things fell apart with Charles, the Diana-Camilla drama became a huge public spectacle that refused to be buried. It forced people to pick sides. It is not surprising that, to this day, anyone who hears the story supports the late Princess Diana over the Queen Consort. Despite being gone for over a decade, the late princess still has so much influence, and her story still lives on. The late Princess Diana is still a huge deal, even though she passed away in 1997. Diana was killed there early today in a car crash along with companion Dodi Al-Fayed and a chauffeur, news reports announced. Buckingham Palace said funeral plans were expected to be announced the next day. People can't forget how she did things her way, even when the royal family wasn't happy about it. She wasn't just a princess, she was a great mom, a wonderful mentor, and an icon. Look around now, and you'll still see people copying her unique sense of fashion. What made her special wasn't the fancy title or the clothes, though. It was how real she was. She didn't play by the usual royal rules, and that's exactly why people loved her. New generations are still discovering her story and thinking, wow, she really shook things up. Diana changed how royals connected with people. She would hug folks, chat with them, and act like a regular person. It was new and different, and people loved her for it. In the early 1980s, Diana opened up to Brian Peckford, the Premier of Newfoundland, about the challenges she was facing. She admitted struggling with the constant demands of her royal role, but was gradually finding her footing as a member of the royal family. Diana was expected to make regular public appearances at various institutions like hospitals and schools, following the established royal tradition. As time passed, she became increasingly committed to charitable work. She continued her public engagements, completing 191 official events in 1988 and nearly doubling that to 397 by 1991. Her approach to philanthropy was unique. She developed a deep passion for health issues that were often overlooked, particularly focusing on serious conditions like AIDS and leprosy. Her impact was so huge that Stephen Lee, who led the UK Institute of Charity Fundraising Managers, went so far as to suggest that Diana might have been the most significant charitable figure of the entire 20th century. Her ability to draw attention to critical health and social issues set her apart from previous royal figures and created a new model of humanitarian engagement. As we reflect on her impact and how she reshaped the monarchy, one question remains: how does her influence still shape the royal family today? And who will carry her legacy forward? Diana, the royal rebel who changed the monarchy, will never be forgotten. Forever, despite the marital challenges and public scandals, Diana maintained incredibly high popularity while Charles struggled with public approval. Her former private secretary, Patrick Jepson, described her as organized and hardworking and suggested that Charles could not handle her extraordinary public appeal. Diana was tough as a boss. She valued people who worked hard and spoke up when she thought she wasn't being treated right. Her mom said she was loving but could be moody sometimes. Above all, Diana was really focused on being a good parent. You can see a lot of her personality in how Will and Harry turned out. Even today, the younger royals try to do things the way Diana did, which keeps people remembering her. She was not only a fashion icon, but she influenced and continues to influence how people dress around the world. In 2012, Time magazine named her one of their top fashion icons ever. When she wore something, people rushed to buy it. Take 1980, for instance, when she wore hunter rain boots at Balmoral, the company could barely keep up with all the orders that came in right after. Time magazine recognized her influence by including her in their all-time 100 fashion icons list in 2012. The people who dressed Diana and worked with her said that she picked her outfits carefully to help with her charity work and show who she really was. She knew her clothes sent a message, and she was happy to spread the message of love, equality, fairness, and justice. She wasn't just a style icon or a royal rebel, she was a trailblazer who reshaped what it meant to be part of the monarchy. Let's see how she still shakes things up today. Inspiration or source of royal drama? Kate and Meghan are a lot like Diana when it comes to making the royal family seem more real to people. Their charity work and the way they talk to the public also help regular folks feel closer to the royals. While Kate and Meghan each do things their own way, you can see they learned from how Diana did things. Even today, people still argue about who should get Diana's jewelry. While her pieces were meant to stay in the family, deciding who gets what has caused some fights. Kate now wears Diana's blue sapphire ring, but there's still debate about her other pieces, like the Spencer tiara. The real issue isn't about who should get her jewelry, it's about who's wearing it now. Most people think her jewelry should only go to her sons, William and Harry, or to her grandkids. However, Camilla wears quite a few pieces from Diana's collection, and she doesn't seem to mind that people are upset about it. When Camilla wears Diana's jewelry, it shows the split between people who want to keep Diana's memory alive and those who say it's time to move on. Some think it's just normal for royal jewelry to be passed around. Others see it as another sign that the family still can't handle Diana's legacy the right way. While Diana's legacy is being respected by some and walked over by others, there's a bigger issue brewing. What controversy is lurking beneath the surface of the palace walls? Crowns, conflicts, and controversy. There's an interesting story about why Kate couldn't wear Diana's wedding tiara in 2011. We have established that the Spencer tiara wasn't a royal piece, it belonged to Diana's family. Today, that tiara is worth about $400 million, and the interesting part is that it is still owned by the Spencers. They made it clear that Kate couldn't use it, even though she was marrying Diana's son. Even Charlotte, Diana's own granddaughter, won't get this very important Spencer tiara. It's staying in Diana's birth family, probably going to one of her nieces or cousins instead. This chaos surrounding the jewelry is not about how expensive it is, rather, it is about the meaning they carry. It is, therefore, not surprising that since Camilla is usually caught up in the midst of all the drama and controversy, she is not the favorite member of the royal family. In fact, the numbers show Camilla's got a real popularity problem. A Daily Mail poll found only 14% of people like calling her Queen Camilla. More than a third want to stick with Queen Consort Camilla. And get this, about a quarter of people don't think she should have any royal title, even her old title, Duchess of Cornwall, polls better at 16%. Pretty clear sign people aren't loving her new role. The facts are pretty clear, Camilla is still struggling to win people over. When only 14% of people support your title, you've got a problem. Let's look at other reasons why people are still having such a hard time accepting Camilla as queen. From Duchess to Queen, born in 1947 as Camilla Shand, she grew up in East Sussex and South Kensington, going to schools in England, Switzerland, and France. She first married Andrew Parker Bowles in 1973, but everyone knew the real story. She and Charles had something going on before and during both their marriages. The media couldn't get enough of it, and people all over the world watched the drama unfold. After divorcing Parker Bowles in 1995, she finally married Charles in 2005. The wedding was at Windsor Guildhall with a church service at St. George's Chapel. After she became Duchess of Cornwall, everything changed. On September 8, 2022, a few moments ago, Buckingham Palace announced the death of Her Majesty, Queen Elizabeth II. When Queen Elizabeth died, Charles became king, and Camilla became queen consort. They had their big coronation at Westminster Abbey on May 6, 2023. Most royal experts agree Charles wouldn't have gotten permission to marry Camilla back then. His own cousin, Patricia Knatchbull, said palace officials didn't think Camilla was right for the role. Looking back in 2005, she said Charles and Camilla were perfect for each other. But at the time, no way it could have happened. On February 10, 2005, Charles and Camilla announced they were getting married. He gave her quite a ring, a big square diamond with 3 smaller diamonds on each side. Here's where it gets tricky. Charles would be head of the Church of England one day, so marrying someone divorced was controversial. But they got the green light from everyone that mattered: the Queen, the government, and the Church. Queen Elizabeth didn't waste time showing everyone Camilla was in. Within 2 years, she had given her the Greville tiara, the Queen Mother's old one. She also gave her the Royal Family Order. That was Elizabeth's way of saying, Camilla's one of us now. Pretty big deal for someone the palace wouldn't let Charles marry back in the day. When Queen Elizabeth II passed away, Camilla became queen consort on September 8, 2022, alongside Charles becoming King Charles III. In his first speech to the nation, Charles spoke warmly about Camilla, praising her and talking about her commitment to her royal duties. This marked a significant shift for Camilla, who had long been a controversial figure in the royal family. Her journey from being Prince Charles's longtime partner to becoming queen consort was complex and highly publicized. Yet, in this moment, she stood firmly by Charles's side, playing an active role in the royal transition. The drama around Camilla becoming queen is becoming old news. These days, people are more interested in the younger royals, especially Princess Charlotte. Charlotte has been getting more attention lately. So, who exactly is William and Kate's daughter, and why are people so interested in her? Charlotte was born on May 2, 2015, at St. Mary's Hospital in London. A big announcement from Buckingham Palace confirmed that the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge were expecting their second child. The city celebrated her birth in a big way, with gun salutes and buildings lighting up in pink. 2 days later, William and Kate announced her name, Charlotte Elizabeth Diana. Each part of her name was special. Charlotte was for her grandfather, Charles. Elizabeth honored her great-grandmother, the Queen. And Diana paid tribute to her late grandmother. Her christening was held at St. Mary Magdalene Church in Sandringham, with Archbishop Justin Welby conducting the ceremony. Charlotte started out living in Norfolk at Anmer Hall as a baby. In 2017, the family moved to Kensington Palace. She first attended Wilcox Nursery School, then joined her brother George at Thomas's School in Battersea, where everyone called her Charlotte Cambridge. The big change came in 2022 when the family moved to Adelaide Cottage in Windsor. George, Charlotte, and Louis all switched to Lambrook, a private prep school in Berkshire. When Queen Elizabeth died in September 2022, Charlotte moved up to third in line for the throne. Due to these new developments, she sometimes attends royal events with her parents and brothers. They take part in official visits together, meet diplomats, and experience everything that comes with being a monarch. Imagine being 8 years old and knowing you might be queen one day. That's Charlotte's life. Even though William and Kate try to keep her out of the spotlight, people go crazy whenever there's a new photo or appearance of Charlotte. She's already a huge influence on kids' fashion. Parents rush to buy whatever she wears. That's why experts say she'll contribute about £3.6 billion to Britain's economy over her lifetime. Pretty wild that an 8-year-old can have that much impact on shopping, right? Even at 8, Charlotte shows signs of having Diana's way with people. As she gets older, she'll deal with the same royal rules and drama her grandmother faced. You can already see it now with all the fuss over the tiara. But Charlotte seems ready to handle it. That's what makes watching her grow up so interesting. She's writing her chapter in the royal story, but doing it her grandmother's way. What do you think about all this royal family drama? Will Charlotte get the tiara in the end? Can Camilla and William ever get past their issues over Diana's memory? Share your thoughts with us in the comment section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the next video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it.